really reframe my business.
Okay. So when you say it
And
slowed down, what happened? Like, let's say, and Linda, this is good for you. You know me, I go into the same routine. So to see this, Lisa's a stranger. She's either going to run away or she's going to get closer. We'll find out pretty soon, right? So at least what I'm asking right now is the best way that I can help you. And asking some of these questions, I'm going to figure that out as quickly as I can. So when you say it definitely slowed down, what were you doing and what didn't continue? Like what happened, do you think?
um, well, really lead generation has been an issue for me. And I've sat in many masterminds, whatnot, and I know that I need to get on social media. That is one of the things that I do need to kick in. Um, and again, I moved to another area, and then I started to just so I've been working on my website and concentrating on the senior market. And so that is where I'm at. And yeah.
Okay. So how much did you normally close? And I put normally in quotations. What's the normal look like for you?
Um, I would say maybe 5 deals.
Okay. So when you're looking here and you say you need to get into social media, what does that mean? And I preface it by saying this. I'm not denying the power of social media. I know it. It's in front of our face. Do we all need to be participating in some aspect of it? I believe yes, 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 100%. I do nothing. So I'm not the leader of that. I would say in our group, you've got Gretchen, Corey, and Felicia. I would say of the three, Gretchen is clearly the leader with regard to social media. So if that's something you're drawn to, that's the girl that you want to plug into without hesitation. With that being considered, you moved website, senior market. So what I tend to do is analyze that and see how I can be effective. The benefit of this particular group is there are four of us. So my name is Paul Conti. I'm the perspective coach of the group. I see things differently. I share a different perspective. And through that altered vision, it should enhance your personal life and your professional life. And at the end of this conversation, and every one should make you more money. So hold me accountable to that. When you say you're looking to break into the senior market, what does that mean for you?
So so again, I've been really working on my business. What do I want to offer? What is it that I need to do to provide the service that I want to provide to this market and be to offer value, honestly. So that's what I have been working on.
Okay. So let me ask you this. Sherry Shank, good morning, darling. Do you have the ability to talk or are you still doing the W-2? Okay. So, Linda, where do you think I would go right now with Lisa to help her? What are your thoughts? You've been with me long enough now. Any idea?
In terms of breaking into the senior market.
Yes.
So I look at it as an opportunity. So I look at the senior market from a broad range of ways to engage with people that are senior networking providers. So I go to networking groups, and Paul likes to call them not working. I have shifted my thinking with Paul in terms of what I'm trying to accomplish by engaging with those providers. And so the senior networking groups is one piece, senior living communities, and one of the pillars of my lead generation is community service talks or
And she
giving
does a very good
talks
job with that. Yeah.
at communities. I've got 3 things lined up in the next 8 days. So,
Wonderful.
um, so, and revising my PowerPoints like I do every time, and teaming up with one of them. I'm teaming up with a estate planner. So we do paperwork and packing tape. Another one, I'm teaming up for the first time with a woman who does helps people write personal histories, figure out what to do with photos. So I'm looking forward to that presentation next Monday. That'll be a new presentation. And so part of that is finding the communities, making the connection with those sales directors, the executive directors, and then really trying to focus in on how I get a call to action in those sessions, and how do I bring in people who actually want to move instead of they've already moved into the senior living community and they just want to know about some stuff. So then
Very good, Linda.
they,
Just
they
at least as you're listening to her, she's been doing this for a little bit. We had some private coaching, and I'm not attempting to get anybody to do it my way. My job is to hear what your way is and to provide some level of enhancement to that way. And what Linda was doing was she had been doing things a certain way, and I just provided maybe an altered perspective that enhanced her offering.
I
So
think
in
it
review,
sounds,
yeah, in your
yeah.
review with you, Lise, as an example, how do you normally get your business?
Honestly, it's just been referrals, really.
Okay.
And I have not purchased leads. And I know that has probably been to a detriment of me. But I also know that,
Linda's shaking her head no. Here's what I would say to that.
yeah, you
I
don't need to, no.
Yeah, I
well,
won't tell you to buy or not to buy. Here's what I will tell you. Think about what's happening right now in the real estate industry. These are facts. Normally, Zillow, Realtor, they all, generate leads. They sell them to a whole bunch of realtors and they regurgitate and resend those out, et cetera. Here's what's been happening lately. A lot of real estate agents that are not getting their normal sources to fulfill their production volume are looking to alternative sources, and they think buying leads could be the answer. I'm not saying it is or it isn't, but think about this. If normally they sold to 1,000 agents and now those agents aren't getting as much business, and now there's another 1,000 agents that are going to buy on top of the thousands of agents that are already buying, where are the business coming? Where are the leads coming from? Think about it. I'm hearing this all the time. I'm not saying to do or not to do. I'm saying I'm hearing agents say, I'm not getting any leads from them. The leads suck. They've been talked to by 5 people. They don't want to talk to me anymore because now more people are trying to go to that same well. I'm not
so
saying it's right or wrong. I'm just sharing a perspective with you.
I would completely agree. And I guess what I was referencing is in the past, back when the leads actually did work, when you purchase leads. That's why I'm trying to use social media, because I know that building the SEO on my website, I do have other agents I work with, and they're getting traction on that, and they are getting leads off of that. So it's doing the social media on top of the website with the SEO, in addition to getting out and making my partnerships. So I have my list of the partnerships I need to make in my community, basically my bod, right? So I've got my
Taught you my
plan.
comment. You never came to my call before. Who taught you my bod?
I've heard it through Gretchen and Corey, because I've actually had a personal call with Gretchen and Corey.
Okay.
And so I have spoken with Gretchen because she's a solo agent and she does do Instagram. And I know Corey does his business differently. And it's great hearing different perspectives as to how other people run their businesses. And I love that because, the way, for instance, Linda does her business is not necessarily the way I'm going to do mine or Corey, but
Understood.
there are nuggets that I can pick up. And I have my picture of how I want to do my business, and I'm just working on implementing that is basically where I'm at right now.
Okay. So I've been doing board of directors education and training for probably 15 years. It's a
Okay.
unique concept in the way that I coach and train on that. We could talk about that in a minute. My question to you would be this. You talk about website, senior markets, social media. Give me a timeline. What do you believe if you start doing social media today that you would create opportunities when? How long do you think that might take?
Well, that's an excellent question, Paul. I'll be honest with you. I am desperately trying to not just get my website back in place. I had created my website in Sierra Interactive, and it was really good. But then I just got to a point, it's like I can't afford to continue to pay that amount of money per month for that website slash CRM. And so I'm back at Lofty. So I'm kind of recreating, but I'm taking it as a good opportunity. I was a generalist agent back when I was doing Sierra Interactive. And now I'm like thinking, okay, well, let me just go ahead and redo it now with my focus on, the senior real estate market in Lofty. So that's really the key component I'm trying to get in place to have my presence there. It's not going to be perfect, and I'm going to implement certain pillars first, such as downsizing, anything that I can monetize. That is really what the direction I'm moving first. And social media, I'll implement, along the way. So
Lisa, you know what's
timeline,
interesting? You have not answered the
timeline.
question yet.
So the timeline is, I'd like to get my website up and running within the next 2 weeks.
And once it's up and running,
Yes.
how quick do you believe you'll be able to get clients from it?
Okay. Well, it's going to be a combination, because I also am going to go out and start making start working on my partnerships with the senior living community at the same time. So I'm going to implement multiple strategies at the same time.
Timeline?
So, timeline. Well, I will probably start doing the senior living this week.
Okay.
Try to knock out. I've already reached out to several people within my sphere and just said, hey, by the way, this is what I'm doing now. And if there's anybody that of, a parent or somebody else who's going through possibly downsizing or needing to move into a senior living community. That's who I help, and I would love to have an opportunity.
So I appreciate everything you're saying, and I'm coming at you with charitable kindness, slight sarcasm, because that's who I am. But my point to you is this: I'm a perspective coach and a linguistic educator, meaning I'm attempting to get you to commit to a timeline that you have not written down. So you are pretty much throwing darts in the dark, hoping this is going to work
Sure,
at some point in time. Is that fair?
that's pretty fair.
Okay. So what I'm doing is I'm peeling all that back and saying, let's be honest. Let's not kid ourselves, right? Let's be very honest with that. So now my question to you, in digging deeper to help you, because I said, hold me accountable to showing you how to make money as fast as possible. Do you remember that opening statement?
Okay.
That's my opening statement. Hold me
Okay.
accountable to that. Otherwise, don't come back. I'd be wasting your time. Here's the thought process. Do you file tax returns?
Yes.
The IRS is not listening. We can be very honest here. So how long have you filed tax returns for?
Well, ever since I've been in business.
Okay. There's a word that you and Linda both use. Everybody uses it. This word focus. Lisa, how many fingers am I holding up?
2,
It's not a trick question. How about now?
5.
You have no issue with focus. I believe people are using the word incorrectly. If I put my energy into something, I'm going to create activity, or activity creates energy. You have no problem focusing. Your eyes are fine. We're using the wrong word to generate an opportunity. And I say, no, no, no. Activity creates energy. Maybe we redirect our mind into creating that activity, which generates the energy. You're attracted to somebody when they come into the room based on their energy, not their focus. I believe we're using the wrong word, but that's for you to determine. There's nothing wrong with your vision. Nothing. So why do we use the word focus? I'm going to put my energy into making money as fast as possible. Show me how, Paulie. That's my thought process. Okay, that's what I'm going to show you. You see this chart up here? I take it everywhere. I'm going to read it to you. First of all, I teach you how to influence your sphere. That's how you create the board of directors. It is a mentality, and you're the CEO of your corporation. CEO stands for Chief Executive Officer, but the way that I teach it, it stands for celebrating every opportunity. Celebrating every opportunity with the financial recipients of your hard work. Mm-hmm. What that means is if somebody earns from you, they should learn from you. What are they learning? Well, you're putting your energy into your website and social media. I'm not saying don't. I'm saying I need to know how quickly that's going to make you money, because I'm on your bod. I'm your chief coaching officer. I'm managing the books. Lisa, report back to the board of directors how you're going to make money and when it's happening. We're struggling over here. The company's going down, Lisa. Tell us how you're saving us. You weren't able to articulate that message clearly. So this board of directors concept is twofold. Number one, you're going to hand select and assemble, but you also have to report to your board, just like a regular corporation. You got to tell the board what you're doing that inspires them that the stock is going to go up. The stock in Lisa Rock is going through the roof. So it's dual purpose with the BOD in the way that I teach it. I also look to somebody who makes money from me. Your accountant makes money from you. Agreed? Not doing it for free, right? Okay.
Right.
If you earn from me, you're going to learn from me. You're allowing that person to earn from you, but they're not learning from you. If they had learned from you, then some of your 5 closings would have come from your accountant. The question is, why isn't any business coming from your accountant? Why isn't an introduction to the estate planner, or the probate attorney, or that senior community coming from your accountant? This guy owes you something. He's on your payroll. You're the CEO, not him. You're paying him. What you've done up to this point was pay a service provider. You did not educate, nor did you empower them on how to be a partner. That's a distinction in the linguistics that I teach. Linguistic execution. You're either killing it because of the words you're using, or you're getting killed because of the words you're using. If you see that person as a provider, that's all they're going to provide. A service. I don't. You are a partner, and your obligation is to contribute to the corporation so you can do what you want to do and keep getting paid by the corporation. You first need to do what I need you to do. Does all of this make sense so far, Lisa?
It does.
Okay. So now if you take a look at this and plot this data into those partnerships, you make money quickly. Keep doing social media. Hey, listen, the Autobahn is an 8-lane highway in Germany. Some people go 200 miles an hour. Some people go 50 miles an hour. Social media is a lane. What I teach is a lane. Leads are a lane. FSBO, lane. Open house, lane. So I'm not saying don't do that. That's a lane. And for some, like Gretchen, it's a big lane. The girl kills it on social. She's also been doing it for almost 6 years to get to this point where it's coming in hand over fist. So when I ask you for a timeline, you need to define that to your board. You don't owe me anything, Lisa. You could say, Paul, screw you. I'm not coming back to your calls anymore. But the thought process is the BOD, the board of directors, is a two-way street. You are hand selecting partners, and you also have to report to them. With that in mind, take this chart down. Take a picture. This alters your life and makes you money quickly. Here's how. Forget about the senior space for one moment. You're already in it. I'll explain in a moment. If you just look at this data, this is out of 100. This is nationwide stats. 3 people out of 100 are going to buy or sell real estate in the next 12 months. 6 people are going to get married and might want to rent or buy. 8 people in 2024 relocated out of 100. 20% of all filed tax returns are to people with multiple homes or are investors. 65% of people don't have a financial advisor. 67% don't have a will or a trust. 100% of people have renter's home or auto insurance. 100% of people file taxes. Somebody's going to divorce, downsize, and die. Any questions about that chart?
Mm-mm.
This is the key. You're trying to break into something you already hold the keys to. See the mentality. I'm trying to break into the senior market. Why would you do that? If you ever watched any one of your favorite movies where somebody's trying to break into a bank, they're studying, they're researching, watching the cops, security guards, getting the schematic, figure out when they're going to break in. They're doing all that. Wait, I got the keys. You don't have to do all that. I got the keys. I don't try to break into anything. I try to figure out who's holding the keys. These are the keys. Here's what that means. Linda, what are the 2 questions I'm going to ask her of her accountants?
Book and source.
Atta girl. Lisa, you might not know this question is okay. You're learning this for the first time. My question to my employee, my accountants, my employee, how many clients do you have? That's his book. I'm going to use 200 for the sake of simple math. 200. The average accountant has 300. I'm going to use 2 to be conservative. 200. And where do you get your business from? Generally speaking, word of mouth, referrals, repeat clients, etc. The question I would have for the accountant is this: when I take the keys, that chart, and I overlap it with his 200 and plot those numbers in there, if 3 people out of every 100 are going to buy or sell in 12 months, he has 6 clients for me in the next 12 months. 6. That's more than your production last year. Your accountant has those. He knows who's buying. He knows who's selling. Wait, he might have somebody that he knows that's going through a divorce. He might know somebody that is ready to downsize and move into that community. He might have a client that's getting married and wants to buy a home. If you believe that to be possible, then that could be a lane. This is how I established the BOD. It is a mentality before it becomes a structure. You have to see yourself as the chief executive officer before you can implement the mentality and the structure. It doesn't work that way. Oh, I'm going to have partnerships. What does that mean? I get it. I'm teaching it all the time, and people are taking what I'm teaching and making it work for them. That's what you're supposed to do. However, you're now coming to the source of the concept of the board of directors. It's a mentality first. And the mentality is, if you earn from me in any capacity, you're going to learn from me. What's he going to learn? What's she going to learn? You're a realtor, hand out cards and beg for business. That doesn't work. Handing out, you're sticking your empty hand out, empty, and you're begging for a referral. That doesn't work. We don't like beggars, and you're coming from a place of scarcity. My empty hand is begging you for something. We don't like those people. And yet we are those people. And we wonder why I'm not getting referrals, because you are triggering something in the brain. You're a beggar. You have to be a builder. People are attracted to growth and development, not someone who's panhandling and begging for something. It's natural in us. So my point to you is, thank you for sharing. Thank you for being willing to share. But my point to you is, you have to report to your board of directors. What are you going to report to them? So the beginning stuff of what you spoke about wasn't concrete. It almost seems borderline desperate. I got to figure this out quick. My numbers are down. And I'm saying to you, I'm providing a structured plan. If you don't have one, you do, but it wasn't clear. It was not concise, and you could not give me a timeline. You could literally pick up the phone today, talk to your accountant and say, we need to have a conversation now. Not in a threatening manner. I love you. I've been using you for 4, 5, 8, 10 years, brother. I love you. You're phenomenal. Here's what I'm doing moving forward in the end of 2025 and building up to 2026. Here's something that I know. You have my clients, and you've been a client of mine. I've been paying you for 5 years, 8 years, 10 years. I need a little help from the people that I love, that I trust, that I work with, and that I give money to. You being the first person I'm calling. How many clients do you have? 200. Let me teach you something. 3 people out of every 100 people are going to buy or sell real estate in the next 12 months, and you've got 200 clients. You know I'm a realtor. You file my tax returns. Do you see this conversation? I'm not saying have it like me. I'm not saying be obnoxious like me. What I am saying to you is that is a clear, defined objective that gets me to a buyer or a seller or a professional that has my buyer or seller. Watch this. I just did a call yesterday. I crumbled it all up, but I'm going to uncrumble it for you. I have hundreds of these recorded calls. This is a realtor for 23 years, closing 20 deals a year. Where does he get his business from? Advertisement, repeat customers, and JVs. Dre is a financial advisor for 10 years, 60 clients. He gets 5 clients a month, sources of business, social events. I asked him, Are you interested in a partnership with Hakeem, who's been giving you clients and money for 5 years? He said, yes. What do you want me to do? Can you BS to every single one of your clients? What does that mean? Can you ask one question of every one of your clients this week? He said, absolutely. I'll ask 3 questions. I said, bro, you don't need to be an overachiever. I just want one. Ha 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 ha. Great. Can you ask every single client you talk to this week if they're considering buying or selling real estate in the next 12 months? He said, done. I'll start tomorrow. I crumbled this up. I just had this call Friday. I was throwing it out. It's on the floor. I wanted to open it for you. This is a realtor for 23 years who never got any business from his financial advisor who he's giving money to. Never got it. In one call, he agreed to do what he needs to do in order to be on his payroll moving forward. It wasn't a threat. It was a loving conversation. One call. This is a recorded call that I use for training purposes to show people how simple this is. I'm not saying to you, and let me be quite clear, I've already endorsed Gretchen. She's the best with social media. The girl kills it. Absolutely kills it. That is a lane of your business. I'm saying to you, give me a timeline of the projected thought process when you're going to make money from that. It is unclear, but I could make one call to my accountant. I could make one call to my financial advisor and say, we need to start making money together. And that could generate an opportunity immediately. That financial advisor, when asked the question, I said to him, of the 60 clients you have, is any one of them getting divorced? He said, I'm dealing with it right now. My one client's getting a divorce. I said, bingo. Does that person have a marital home? Yes. When's it going to be sold? He's like, I don't know. I said, that's the first person you're calling. When is that divorce going to be finalized? Do they have to sell and buy? He said, yeah, I know they have to sell. Great. First client to Hakeem right there. That's number one. By the way, did you get an introduction to the divorce attorney? No. Why not? I don't know. I said, that divorce attorney has 10 more clients just like your client getting a divorce. He never thought of it. Coordinate that call. Lisa, that happened on one phone call. I do not profess you to be able to implement what I'm teaching right now. I do not say it sarcastically. I'm saying, could this be another lane? If you are speaking bod and partnerships, I consummate that marriage very quickly. And I do it on a recorded Zoom call so everybody can see and learn from that. I do not teach theory. These are facts. I'll take a breath. We're coming up on 10:30. What are your thoughts, Lise?
Yeah, no, I think that sounds great. I was just thinking to myself, my CPA was introduced to me by another agent who is killing it, and she's good friends with her. So, is she going to give me business or is she going to give her business? So, and also she's so busy. I never talk to her. I'm always talking to her assistants. So I don't have that tight relationship. I've only really been using her for about 3 years, and I was doing my taxes prior to.
Everything you just said, the reason Linda was smiling and laughing is because Linda has brought that to my attention multiple times. Here's what I would say to you. This is for you to analyze, not me. If you believe in your heart of heart that you cannot receive some benefit from that partnership, then you have to determine whether or not that's the right partner. You have not had a partnership conversation with her. You're automatically defaulting to, she's best friends with an agent. She probably gives all her business there. But you've never had the conversation to say, this is what a partnership looks like with Lisa Rock. Once you have that conversation, then you can make that determination. I don't tell anybody, run away. I don't tell you that because you've never actually had the conversation with her to educate, to empower her, to hold her accountable. What if she has 500 clients? Wow. What if she does tax returns for 2 divorce attorneys in your town? What if that's possible? Watch this. Also, another crumbled up piece of paper on the floor, but I'll pick it up and share this with you because it's extremely relevant. In Atlanta, Georgia, there are 446 licensed divorce attorneys. In Atlanta, Georgia. Coincidence, Lisa, that you're from Georgia? I just did this call last Monday. 446 licensed divorce attorneys in your state. If they each do 10 divorces, that's almost 4,500 people that are getting divorced. Can you get a half of 1% 2? Is it possible? I'm not saying don't run to social media. I am saying one call to the right partner creates the opportunity that's happening under your nose, but we're putting our energy into something that might happen later. Yes, you got to do it. It's a lane. This is a call I make immediately. Does your accountant in his book of 200 clients file taxes for a local estate planner, for a local probate attorney, for an elder care attorney? If those people file taxes, the answer is possibly. But we're doing social media thinking that's going to attract people when I can make one phone call to somebody that's on my payroll and tell them what I need them to do for me. And if they don't do it, then you have a decision make. It's your call, not mine. If you're not going to contribute to the growth of my business, I can promise you I will not contribute to yours. But I already went first. All I'm asking for you to do is reciprocate. Thoughts?
No, I think that in theory, I think that sounds really good.
Why do you say in theory?
Well, just again, because of this situation, she's a CPA for lots of real estate agents. And if she sees that I'm not killing it and others are, why would she refer business to me?
Well, again, you created your own hurdle and you haven't been properly educated on how to approach her linguistically to create the partnership. Once we do all of that, you present to her, she'll let you know. And then if that's not feasible for your business model, maybe she gets replaced with someone who is interested. Your decision, not mine.
Yeah.
Now, I'll share this with all of you very, very quickly here. I want to share this mortgage product because this will put you on the map. I don't believe anybody has this program. Nobody that I'm aware of. Been doing this since 97. Watch this. This product I'm about to share with you is for anyone that wants to buy a house but has to sell first. They're in a little bit of a pickle. I can't buy unless I sell and nobody will accept my contingent offer. You don't need to make one. I have the bridge loan that nobody has. If the current home value is $600,000 and they want to downsize to a $400,000 home, purchase price $400,000. Add that together, $1 million. Multiply that by 70%. I give them $700,000 cash. I give them $700,000 cash. Go buy the home non-contingent. Oh, Paulie, I have a mortgage on my current property. It's $200,000. I'll give you $500. You start communicating with everybody. Would you like to buy non-contingent? I have the program. The reason this is so unique is because it requires no income. There is no income qualifying criteria at all. It is equity-based, period. Plot the numbers. You can do the math. It's that easy. Current value of your home, 600. The house you want to buy is 400. Add them together, multiply it by 70%. That's how much money we're going to give you. If there is an existing mortgage on your current home, subtract that from the number we're giving you. That's what you got in cash. Go buy the house in cash. Questions? Nobody has this, and I'm aware.
What is the loan? What kind of loan is that?
It is a bridge loan. So like any bridge, it just gets you from one place to another. You're going to pay a toll to go over the bridge, 2 points. You're going to pay a toll to go over the bridge. When you go and buy this house, it gives you a greater incentive to sell your house. And when you sell, you pay off the bridge. 2 months later, 3 months later, done. And our bridge loan affords the client a 2-month mortgage deferment. They do not need to make mortgage payments for 2 months. They could literally buy the new house, sell theirs, pay off the bridge, and never have a payment. Nobody
that-
has.
Is that not like a knock or one of those programs?
I don't, what is the knock?
Knock is where you can basically do this. There's several companies that do that. I think Orchard is another one that
Several
does that.
companies do this where it is cash for keys, or they're giving you money to buy the house in cash. They put a lien on that. You buy it back from them. Yes, I believe every one of them has income requirements. This does not.
Ah,
The biggest demographic of people using this are seniors. I should say anybody over 60. Non-contingent, do not look at income, don't need income. You could be unemployed or retired. It doesn't matter. That's what makes this so special. You're not being income qualified and restricted on what you can borrow. It's equity based. End of story. With a 2-month mortgage deferment. Start talking to your accountant, your financial advisor about that. You'll get clients. Lisa, what I promised you in the beginning was I'm going to do my best to get you to the bank as fast as possible, or introduce a perspective that gets you to the bank as fast as possible. Do everything that you're talking about. If what I presented to you makes sense, you should be implementing that as well. I'm only on these calls every Monday. If you ever want to talk further, give me a call. I'll be happy to help you. Sherry, do you have any questions? Lisa, my number is 856-905-7040.
perfect. Yes, that's awesome. Great information.
Thanks for
Who is
coming,
it?
ladies.
Who's the loan through? Who is this loan through, or what's it?
Me, I'm the lender. I'm a mortgage guy.
Oh, okay.
So I am the perspective coach, but I also always, as you notice, educate, empower, and teach you how to make money. When I have something that I believe could also help you make money, and this could be for any client, it doesn't have to be for a senior. This helps a realtor make money. A very unique situation where there's no income requirements and a mortgage payment deferred for 2 months. So it's a neat setup. If anything, it's a talking point on social media. It's a talking point with your accountant. It's a talking point with your estate planner, probate attorney, financial advisor. These people need to hear what this is because they have your clients. That's why I share the mentality of the board of directors and then implement the structure. But it all comes with the communication, the ability to articulate the message to create the partnership. Great to meet you, Lisa.
Nice to meet you. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Hope to see you again, darling. You two have a great day.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.